Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another edition of Hilaal Live. My name is Luqman Shadrack, coming to you live from the Cape Town studios. Very warm welcome to each and every one of you. And on technical duty today, Hilaal Bonds is going to keep you company as well. As we do on a Wednesday, we've invited a guest back into the studio who is an energy and behavioral specialist. And as promised, we are starting the Soul series today as well, inshallah. So I hope you do get to join us for that. I'd like to invite and welcome back in studio Fadwa Booley. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Thanks for taking the time. I know it's been a busy week. We've had some great response from our last program. People are looking forward to the Soul series,
Yes.
as you said. It's a workshop that you've initiated
Yes.
in and about your teachings and classes that you do. So what can we expect today, Fadwa?
Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you and all the viewers out there, who are you?
Normally the mirror tells me who I am, but that's a very
But didn't you just
soul-searching...
tell me earlier that you broke the mirror?
That I did break the mirror. It's unfortunate. It was by mistake. However, I suppose it's a complex question.
It's a very complex
And
question.
I would imagine it entails allowing you to encompass where you are in your life.
Yes.
You know, stages of your life. You would obviously not be a different person, but identify different traits.
Yes. So here's the thing. The common thread through all the workshops, when I ask the question, when they open up that manual, who are you? They sit and they look and then I tell them, don't write down mother, don't write down wife, don't write down sister or daughter, or I've got this degree or that degree. Who are you? Most people can't answer the question. So that's I'm asking you. When I ask you, who are you? What do you say? You know?
It's you know, so obviously people would draw back and draw that answer from their daily life,
Yes.
right?
So now you go in with deep. So the questions I ask you in the workshop is, and that's going to bring out to exactly who you are. The next question I ask is, where are you? So I said, I'm not in the studios of Hilaal TV. Where are you currently?
Yeah.
Most people don't know where they are. Meaning, so let's say you get into an Uber, or you're booking an Uber, or you're checking your GPS. So the first question I ask you, where are you? Right, you have to first say where you're at before they can tell you where you're going.
Right.
So most people don't know where they are at. So how are you going to get to where you're going? So entire life, most people don't even know who they are and where they're at. So if you don't know who you are, somebody else can come out there, especially manipulative people, can come out and tell you who you are, who you need to be for their gain and benefit.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
You know what I mean?
So be firm in your conviction.
Yes.
Be firm in your... I do apologize if there's some work going on in the building. Be firm in knowing yourself and taking stock, I would imagine.
Yes, because there's a saying of Rumi that says, when you want to know yourself, you find God. When you find God, you know yourself. Something like that.
Beautiful.
I can't remember the quote exactly
Beautiful.
verbatim. But so when you get to know yourself and you know exactly who you are, nobody can stand in front of you and tell you, look, man, this is who you are. Because workshop 2, I'll teach you how to agree with them with not agreeing with them. You'll just say, oh, and you cancel out what they're saying. Because you see, when you know exactly who you are, where you're heading, what's your purpose on earth, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put you on earth, how you're supposed to represent our Creator, and then you stand firm. So anybody who doesn't serve them who you are, because you must remember, if you're confident in who you are, and you are convicted in who you are, and your life's purpose on earth, it's going to trigger those who's not ready to do the work or not willing to do the work.
Got you.
Because you need to do the work. So the workshops is doing the work. Doing the work of getting to know who you are, getting to know your Creator, getting to know how to stand up for yourself, stand in that boundary, have a boundary, throw a line in the sand, know your worth, know your value.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And value doesn't just equate to money. The value is value.
Correct.
You know, and when you're in that space of knowing that 100%, I promise you, your confidence will just exude and people want to be around you, especially your vibe. I always say, when I introduce the workshops to all the attendees, I say, now you're meeting your vibe and your tribe. Because the ones who are willing to do the work, they will attract the same type of people and familiar faces to the workshops, because we on this journey are finding ourselves.
And it's you're there to better yourself. You're there to identify your shortcomings or you highlight your strong points at the same time. Often enough, I would imagine we focus a lot on our negative points or bad points rather than highlighting who we are. But we also come from a culture of being modest.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yes, the modesty is important, but the more confident you are, yes, you must have humility, right? Modesty, yes. But if your confidence and your expertise is going to serve others, you need to step into that and allow it to serve others. You can't be modest in that area. And I'm confident in my work because, I mean, my work started, my journey started before 2005.
Right.
And I haven't stopped reading. I haven't stopped learning. Next week, inshallah, I'll be doing another course. Okay. So I don't stop. Allah says in the Quran, subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. That's what I'm doing. That's what we all need to do.
Absolutely.
And not only knowledge in the sense of learning, but learning, get to know yourself. That's also part of the knowledge. Because your soul, you have to keep on working on your soul because everything changes. Changes from season to season, day to day, month to month. So nothing is stagnant, nothing stands still.
Yeah.
So in order to keep up with the world out there, we need to change as well. You know, what's working for you, what's not working for me. How you raise your kids, how we were raised is totally different how we're raising our kids today, you know. So we have to go with the times so that we can keep up with the times, so we can keep up with our children, because others, we won't speak their language.
Your classes that you've had, were they mostly women? Were they men? Were they children? Take us through some of the attendees.
So mostly women.
Okay.
And then I opened up to the men because I used to say, I'm a woman transformational therapist, right?
Okay.
I said transforming women's lives, and I changed it. And I said I'm transforming human lives. Okay. Because I realized if all the women are going to be getting all this knowledge and shifting and vibrating on a higher frequency, how's the men going to keep up?
Okay.
You understand?
I get you.
Yes.
Now, the second question then beckons is obviously, you know, women take on so much. You know, they've got family, careers, all of that type of thing. A lot of the questions and a lot of concerns, are they directed more at the balance in life? Or do you find that there's one aspect of their life overpowering the other?
Mostly overpowering, because when I do the workshop, when I do the bucket list workshop, the goal settings workshop, then I actually take you down the 8 areas of your life.
Okay.
And now I'll make a good graph, and then you must plot out on the graph, because then you're going to find your highest values. Everybody's got a value system. Once you understand your value system, once you understand exactly who you are in your value system, you will understand why you don't get along with certain people.
Okay.
Now, a lot of arguments will happen with family members, especially in households, because everybody's value system is different. Now I teach them how to link it. So I learned this from John DeMartini's work, a big fan of his work since I discovered it in 2005. And I should do all his talk. I've got all his books. I'm very big on the breakthrough and the value systems and understanding that. And then he teaches you how to link it.
Okay.
Right.
That's important.
You have to link it because sometimes your value system is not the same as your spouse.
So we're starting the Soul Series workshop.
Yes.
This is now lesson 1,
yes.
You know, when they come into the class and you've asked them certain questions. What else do you share and ask your attendees?
So what I'll do is in the first workshop, I get them crayons. I get them back to 8-year-old mode.
Yeah. I've actually seen, speaking about that, they've got these adult coloring books now. Have you seen that?
Do you know how therapeutic it is?
It's supposed to be therapeutic. I haven't tried it.
Okay, when's your birthday? I'll get you.
Just passed.
Okay.
I color outside the lines though. That's, you know.
It's okay.
But is it therapeutic?
Very therapeutic. You know why? Because you're in the present moment. And that is why I do it in workshop 1. So when they are drawing, when they are writing with crayons, you're in the present moment. Especially when I do the conscious subconscious mind process, and then I switch pens in their hands, and then they have to be present, right?
Okay.
So when you're in anxiety, a lot of people are suffering from anxiety nowadays. Then I'll tell them, get them a coloring book, and then I've got this one meme where I say in anxiety, then I will just go like that, like color like you over the lines, because sometimes some people can't handle. Other people go into that mode of just de-stressing with changing the colors and going in the lines and painting by numbers, and it's very de-stressing. So it works.
Okay, so that's part of your lesson 1.
Yes.
And your classes generally, how long do they last?
They last we start at 9 and at times the kids' workshops normally ends at 1 because the kids doesn't ask so many questions like the adults.
Gotcha. Yeah. And also attention span?
Absolutely. So funny enough, the attention span of the adults, even with the kids, once I start talking, they are hooked. Because I check their eyes, if their eyes are glazing over, I check if they're nodding, I do all those things. So because I'm trained in NLP, Neural Linguistical Programming, I check every body movement of each and every student in the class, if they're with me, if their eyes are glazing over, if they're daydreaming. If they are, then I say, okay, they will catch up later. But I've got this way with converting information, and they are actually just locked.
Nice. Now, these classes will be spread over many weeks, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban as well?
Durban is going to be coming up soon, inshallah. Okay. So, yes, spread it over. And what I love about it is the minute they walk out of there, you just see like their faces look different. Right. Different in the sense of aha moments. They look lighter. Everything just seems different. The energy shifts so much.
Brilliant.
You know?
Brilliant.
So when it's the adult workshop, and I said the questions that they ask, they go down the rabbit hole. So most times we don't finish on time. We always go over. So I must put on my leaflet to say we might end off at 1 or at 2 o'clock or at 3 o'clock. Depends on how many questions.
We're chatting to Fadwa Booley, who's energy and behavioral specialist. It's the Soul series that we've started on Hilaal Live, and we'll be going over the next couple of weeks as well. I hope you do get to join us for that. Do join us after the break. Thanks for watching us still on Hilaal Live. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Hilaal Live. Thanks for watching us on channel 347 on DSTV. Back in studio this week, we've invited Fadwa Booley, who's chatting to us about the Soul Series workshop and giving us much needed advice with regards to just living a better life and taking stock of where we are in our life as well. Fadwa, thanks so much for joining us once again. Now, before the break, we chatted about some of the various techniques that you put your recipients through, or the attendees of this workshop through as well. What are some of the interesting techniques that you take them through their paces during this workshop? Is it just a one-day workshop? Is it over a couple of weeks?
Okay. A few hours, right? Okay. So I've created 13. The Ramadan series, the Spiritual Awakening, that is over 4 weeks.
Okay.
Right. So I give you 1 day or half a day to work through it, and you've got 1 week to process and do your homework. Okay. Right. Nice. That is very interesting.
Okay. Are we going to give our viewers homework today as well?
We can.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Then they tune in next week as well.
Yes. And then hopefully they can message in and
inshallah share their experiences.
Share their experiences and
that would be lovely.
So when you start off with the workshop, what I take you through is psychology drawings, right? And then I explain to you what you left out. So in blueprints, in kinesiology, what we learned was the blueprinting, our genetic blueprinting.
Okay.
Right. So if we've got a negative self online.
Okay.
So what we do is we find that negative self and we reduce the energy of it, the negative energy, emotional charge.
All right. Okay.
So what I've done is I've used a drawing for you to draw yourself. Not actually yourself, it's I just say draw your face.
Okay.
And then most people will draw detailed and some don't. So the negative self, the parts we leave out about ourselves, that is I teach you, is that's the part of you that needs the work. So whatever they leave on and they add on afterwards, now I know which one to look at.
I see.
So someone will maybe leave off eyebrows on a face, or maybe they leave out the hair, or they leave out something, and they add it in afterwards. Now I know where to look at.
I see.
So these drawings gives an indicator, and especially to myself, is where the problems lie.
I see.
Where the parts of us that we deny, right? And then now we work on that.
Okay.
Then I take you through a quiz where some people are so addicted to drama, right? And I take you through this quiz, and I just say every first 3 seconds you just answer yes or no. Don't overthink it. So as you're reading the question, you say yes or no. We add up the yeses, and then we see who's actually really addicted to drama, who's like mid in between, and who's really not. So you can pick up quickly a dysfunctional family, your dysfunctional home, a toxic environment. We can pick up that. Okay. And then now I strengthen the body to deal. Because if the body's weak, what happens is it takes over. So kinesiology is a beautiful way of doing things like lessening your load of stress,
Okay.
giving a better neurological option to deal with your stress. So it's like non-invasive as well, because
course,
you don't
yeah.
actually need to talk much. I will find the stuff, we clear it out of the body. If the patient or client wants to talk, they're allowed to talk. If not, we just work the body.
So the classes you have, is it only women, only men, only kids? Do you have a combination?
Combination. The kids are separate. The kids are youth from the age of 10 upwards.
I see.
Right? The last class I had we were about 25 kids in the class.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, and it was so good because now when they see the flyer, Mommy, please book.
Lovely.
I had a client in the week and I said, I just launched the workshop. The son looked at the mother, Mommy, can I go? Like
Awesome.
instantly. And the mother said, yes, can I please book my son and my daughter?
Alhamdulillah.
So what's happening is it's taking off, and we need to train the youth because the youth is the future adults.
Of course.
We can't only work with adults, right? So I'm teaching them the confidence. I'm teaching them how to body check themselves, body douse themselves. These are all kinesiology techniques.
Nice.
Right. So that in itself, once you get to know again who you are, and because all our answers are within, but what we do is we look for answers without. So all the answers within, so I teach the kids to go quiet and connect with themselves and find the answers within. And if they're not sure, use the muscle testing I teach them.
So what sets your workshop apart from those that are out there that are very similar?
So I think it's the muscle testing.
Okay.
And then, of course, my vast knowledge of learning. So you ask me a question, I just go down a rabbit hole. And I put it in the easiest layman's terms for even a 5-year-old to understand it. Very simple. And the aha moments, when they get that aha moments, like you can see the light bulbs go. And like, oh my word, it's like actually so easy. So I think that's what sets it apart. And my passion, it's like, ask me to work tomorrow, no matter how tired I am. And you say there's a workshop, I'll say I'll be there. Because I'm so passionate about it. I'm so passionate seeing that shift. You just see a shift happen within people. With all, whether they're young, whether they're old, and they get it, and they walk out and they say, thank you so much. This is exactly what I needed. Sometimes clients or attendees will say, why did I wait so long? And I just say, you're at the right time.
So you've got the group sessions, but you also do individual sessions, right? Very similar process, or is that process a bit different?
Very different.
Okay.
So the individual process in my therapy room, I first check the body out on a physical level. So I'll check all your syndromes, from toxins to syndromes. Right? And then if you need anything, I will recommend supplements, which I do stock. Otherwise, you can go find your own supplements as well. And then I check on the microorganisms, your general health, your endocrine, your hormones, your toxins, and then toxic energies as well.
Okay.
Then the second level I check is your spiritual, if you are affected spiritually. And then if you are, I give you stuff to recite, your surahs to recite, it's your Ayatul Kursi, your 3 Quls, your Fatiha, Kalima Shahada, and that is your highest vibrational that I found, especially for any type of sihr, any type of unseen energies, and we clear that. Right?
Okay.
And now I move on to the body. So I do a neural organization technique type on the body to take you out of your flight and fright response. So let's say you were in an accident 5 years ago, and you went into total freeze mode. How you respond to life and your stress, you will respond from freeze mode. So there's 3 types of responses. It's either a flight mode, which you run away, you can't deal. So let's say you're having an argument with someone and they say, I can't deal right now. They cut you off. They're in flight mode. They run away.
Okay.
Then you get freeze mode. And then you enter confrontation and they just stand and they look like a deer in headlights. And then after say, I should have said this and I should have said that. Why didn't I say that? It's almost like a delayed reaction because you're in freeze mode. Then you got fight mode. That one's got boxing gloves on all the time. They're ever ready to fight. So you'll actually see those people. I sit and I watch people and I think, okay, you're in flight mode, you're in freeze mode, you're in fight mode. So you can actually see it on people and even children. Which child, and I've got 3 kids, each one got a different mechanism.
Nice.
One sees a spider, the one will instantly tramp the spider, the one will run away, and the one will just stand there like, Mommy, there's a spider. So you actually see it, right? So in adults as well. So we take them out of that so that you can be present in the now, so that you can respond to life in the now. Because if you are in a stress mode, what you're going to do is 3/4 of your brain is going to switch off. Only the lower left quadrant is working, and that's your genetic system. So how your mother did things, how your grandparents did things, 7 generations before you, it's going haywire in your brain. And now what I do is I teach you how to get out of that, be present, right? A technique that I teach in the workshop. So I teach this to the children. So when they are doing exams, I say, now you do this and you just breathe. So you can get blood through all the quadrants of the brain, right? And not just your genetic system. Because let's say your mother was anxiety filled. Now you're going through stress. What are you going to do if you're going to tap into genetic? You're going to access her anxiety. So I need to take you out of that, give you a better neurological option, be present and respond to your way of working instead of your genetic system.
Nice. What are some of the other techniques that you practice on some of the attendees?
Okay, so the practicing of the techniques is your muscle testing. You've got the applied kinesiology muscle testing. I can show you.
Okay.
And then we've got the body dowsing. Then I've got the finger techniques of muscle testing.
Okay.
So let's play around. Do you
All right. So show me
okay,
what.
give me your arm.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to hold strong. I'm going
Right.
to push your arm, right? Say your name.
Lukman.
Hold. It locks. Can you feel how strong you become? Because it's the truth.
Right.
Say your name is Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Hold. No matter how strong you hold, I can push down.
Wow.
Right, we'll try it
Okay.
again.
Okay.
Hold.
Right.
Say your
Got it.
name.
Lukman.
Hold. Say my name is Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Hold.
Okay. That's
Okay.
weird.
Yeah. Say yes.
Yes.
Hold. Feel out locks. Say no.
No.
Hold. So I teach this. Right. So now let's say you're going into discim. The body dowsing technique is different because you're standing and then you put the product on your body. So now I say, this will be good for me. Right? And then your body will go forward or back. So when your body goes forward, it's a yes. When your body goes back, it's a no.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, but we've got some homework for
Okay.
our viewers.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to share the WhatsApp number with you next week, and you can WhatsApp your answers. What is our homework this week?
Okay, so the homework that I want the viewers to answer is, who are you? Where are you? Right? What would you like to be on this earth before you close your eyes?
Okay. So
Right.
your purpose.
Your purpose.
Okay. Gotcha.
And how do you find your purpose is look at who you wanted to be or what you wanted to be between the age of 7 and 14 years old. Because that is your truth. Before you had your ego. And that's the homework I'm going to ask them to just ponder on.
Okay. So who are you? Where are you? And what's your purpose?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Fadwa, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Very quick, your social media handle so people can follow you.
Okay, so it's Fadwa.mobile therapies on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Fadwa Booley, right? And mobile therapies on not Instagram, Facebook as well.
Okay. Brilliant
Okay.
stuff. Thanks very much. All
You're
the very
welcome.
best. Have a great
Thank you.
evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
And that's how we end the Soul series with Fadwa Booley. She's back next Wednesday, inshallah. Do join us for that session. The WhatsApp line will be open next week, and you can share the homework that Fadwa has left for you. After the break, we chat to Yusuf Khan Dalwai and another edition of our Legal Slot. Thanks for watching us on Hilaal Live.